What up, peeps? It's your super sketch artist Antonio back with another unboxing. Now, this is a cool one because I have not one, not two, but three things to unbox. I have the Spider-Man 400, I have the Heralds of Galactus Iconix, and I have the Batcave Volume 1 Iconix, which Volume 1 means there's a good chance there might be a Volume 2, which to me means they're probably going to reuse that dinosaur sculpt that they have one more time, because that just seems like a smart thing to do, to put the dinosaur in there. I'm excited, but let's kick this thing off with the Spider-Man 400. Now, the 400 series is cool because they just take 4 sculpts from, this is essentially like your fast forces, and what they do is they just take sculpts from a previous set and just give them a redial and up their points so that they can be essentially a fast forces. So what this says is for pre-built team ready to play. So again, this is the new version of fast forces that they're going to continue with. I don't mind it at all. For this one, we have Spidey's my guy, so I had to get this. We have Spidey, we have Miles, we have Gwen, and we have Venom. Realistically, the 4 most popular Spider characters at the moment. The box was very cool. It had a really cool piece of art on it. Even though whenever I see stuff like that, I'm like, I could do something like that. Whiskers, let me do some box art, man. Stop playing. First, this is sad because this is a legacy card or a one-shot that already got axed because it was too powerful. This already got axed from normal play because it's too powerful, and that's canon event. And what it would do is when a friendly character is KO'd after resolutions, you may choose a friendly character to gain immunity your next turn. What people were doing were they were KOing, because it doesn't say standard character, they were KOing a time breaker for 5 points and then rolling their main attacker all the way up to opponent's starting area, and that person would have immune, or they would attack. Even worse, they would attack, and then while they've attacked and did that alpha strike, they kill a time breaker, and then next thing you know, it was too powerful. So that's already dead. That also came in the Spider-Verse set. If people didn't get it, we got an insert. That's cool. Let's look at, I like to start in numerical order. Let's look at the main man himself, Mr. Spider-Man. Now, I personally am not a fan of this pose. This is not a pose that I would like for Spider-Man. I always like kind of action-y clicks, like sculpts, unless they're specifically trying to tell a story. I think they should have had another red and blue suit sculpt in this set, and they didn't. So I'm a little bit disappointed by that. But this Spidey has Avengers, Spider-Man family, reporter, scientist, keyword. All 4 of these characters have the wall crawler trait, which is free. Places character in a square of different elevation within 4 squares and line of fire, so you can just jump up and down. This again is not new. We did see this in the Spider-Verse set. He has on his first 3 and last 4 clicks of a 10-click dial at 100 points, he has a special attack power, which is Incapacitate. When Spider-Man uses it after resolutions, knock back each hit character if those characters and their knockback path adjacent to blocking or elevated terrain, they have immobile until your next turn. That's super thematic. Very, very, very thematic. I wish this would have actually worked without having to use Incap. I wish it just would have been he can hit you and web you up too, because Incap on a character he can't use this Incap power with hypersonic, and him just using Incap at any point value, even if he use him at the 35, he has 4 range with triple bolts, so you can slow some folks down, and then them having immobile could potentially be really good. But Incap doesn't work with hypersonic, so I feel like it's a waste on the first few clicks. He also on his first 4 and last 2 clicks have outwit, but Spider-Man can't choose defensive powers. Again, I don't know why they put that kind of thing on him, because Spidey usually needs to get through your defenses, because they genuinely don't give Spidey big damage. They gave Spider-Man 4 damage on his 75-point dial and 3 damage. So respectable damage is whole dial. Thank goodness. I keep thinking about the Hellfire Gala Spidey, and everybody else in that Avengers pack is ready to fight except for Spidey. Spidey's there for the hors d'oeuvres, but this Spidey's pretty cool. All of the characters in this set have the Wildcard team ability, and Spidey, Miles, and Gwen have the Spider-Man family team ability, and Venom has the Spider-Man or the Sinister Syndicate team ability. So you can share Venom's attack value with through that if they wildcard, which is a 12, which is really good. This isn't a horrible dial for a Spidey. I do wish the Incap power kind of worked with Hypersonic, because Incapacitate with the good Hypersonic would be very, very cool, and I would like that a little bit more. Next up, we have everybody's kind of favorite Spider-Man now, which is Miles. We have Miles Morales, which is also just Spider-Man. He has Avengers Champions, Spider-Man Family, and Ultimates team ability. I wish he actually would have had the Ultimates team ability instead of just the Spidey, but I understand. Or maybe the Spider-Man and the Ultimates team ability and the wild card, because that would be very cool. But also, I would, now I think about it, Spidey also should have Fantastic Four team ability. He has an attack power on his first 4 clicks that has Energy Explosion and Precision Strike, which works well because his first 3 clicks he starts with Running Shot at his 100-point line, and when he uses either one of those, or when he uses Energy Explosion after resolutions, choose a hit character, knock back all other hit characters away from the chosen character. Be careful when you use this, because if you use Energy Explosion and your person is next to that person, they will be hit too. Now, if you want to send somebody over to go get hit, they have a reducer. Remember, this is Precision Strike, so that means everyone's going to take 1, even if they have Invincible. Because Invincible or Precision Strike says you can't reduce damage below 1. So that means he's hitting everybody. He does have an 11 attack. It's not bad at all. And on his last 4 clicks, he's got, which I think is very good for 35 points. He has Exploit Weakness. When Spider-Man attacks, characters that can reduce penetrating damage can only reduce damage by 1, which is very, very good. Which again means even that Exploit Weakness, he's hitting for 4 on his last click, which means even if you reduce penetrating damage, you can only reduce damage. Yeah, you can only reduce penetrating damage, can only reduce damage by 1. Yeah, which means even if you can reduce penetrating and you kind of get around the Exploit Weakness that he has, you still only reduce damage by 1. So if that 3 or 4 that he deals, or he has Blaze on his first 3 clicks of that 35-point line, he might get some good damage on you. But you go after, with this Miles, you go after somebody who's kind of squishy and you got him, because top dial, him with a 19. I love this Miles. This Miles I think is very, very good. The Venom Blast and the Venom Sword to symbolize where Miles is in his mythos right now. He's they're doing a lot of stuff to make him way different than Peter, which is interesting. So next up we have Ghost Spider. We got us a nice Gwen. She is Spider-Man Family Symbiote and Celebrity keyword. She has another trait that says when Ghost Spider starts the game or clears action tokens, you may generate a gummy spider bystander within range. So remember, when you generate something, if it doesn't specify like it does with this Gwen, when you generate something, you generate it right in one of your adjacent squares. But she gets to generate it within 4, which is pretty cool. That gummy spider is tiny. It has plasticity with 4 movement and 15 toughness, so you can't even poison the thing. I think is cool because it's gummy. So and she has a movement power on her first 4 and last 3 clicks, which gives her sidestep, and she can move through blocking. Or yeah, she can move through walls, which essentially is blocking. Is brown, so it's blocking once per turn when a friendly character that shares a keyword with Ghost Spider, which is everybody in this, is targeted by an attack. You may immediately place Ghost Spider adjacent to that character. The targeted character is still targeted regardless of where Ghost Spider is. So the cool part about that is because she starts off with probability control and 19 defend. So with a lot of defend pieces, they might get shot or hit before they really can get into position easily. With this Gwen, you can literally keep her in the back, and then what ends up happening is she can teleport right to where the fight is needed, because Spider-Man per se starts with a 17 defense. So right when Spider-Man is about to get hit, you can just boop, now he's got a 19, and I have a prob on you. You're still going to hit him, but because remember, after it's been declared, the attack has been declared. So, you know, the attack's declared, but 19 defend, and she has super strength, and again, she has sidestep, and she has that. She can only do that teleporty type of thing once per turn, but that's pretty daggone good. She gets some TK in the middle of her dial and some steel energy at the end of her dial, which I actually absolutely like. I like when characters can heal. She does also have regen as well if you just want to regen her up a little bit. I like this piece. 100 is a lot for a piece that is super squishy like she is, but if you build around her the right way, then she will come in handy, I think. Lastly, we have Venom. I really do like this Venom sculpt. Venom's been getting his due. The Spider-Man Beyond Amazing sculpt was super good, so they had big shoes to fill in my opinion, and I think they got it done with this piece. He has on his first two and second to last two clicks an attack power that gives him Giant Reach 3 and Super Strength. At the beginning of your turn, Venom may pick up a terrain marker within range, which is 3, and line of fire, or place a held terrain marker in a square within range and line of fire. Again, this Venom is cool because you could potentially pick up something like the phone booth, and then if somebody runs off, say like a Spider-Man to hypersonic, and he doesn't get back, Venom can potentially charge up. But then what he can also do, at the beginning of the turn, he can just place that marker next to an ally that might need it, or away. He can grab, say, like the phone booth away from someone else, so that when he does charge in, they won't have the they won't have it. I actually really like this Venom. This Venom starts off 12-4 with shape change. His defensive power gives him impervious, and that is on his first 5 clicks. If Venom would take any amount of penetrating damage, he takes 1 unavoidable damage instead. So that is very good. Again, the heart-shaped herb is out there. You can potentially heal him up through that, and he essentially has super strength on all but his last 2 clicks, where he has plasticity with steel energy, with exploit weakness, and 18 defense. This is a very, very good 100 points. 10 clicks of life with impervious, and potentially having the Spider-Man team ability. If you give him, he is a monster. Sinister Syndicate, Spider-Man Family, and Symbiote keyword. So in silver, he's got some stuff that he can get for free. And I want to say there's something that monster. No, it's Brute and Warrior that get the symbiote, and Mystical that gets other stuff, the Bag of Holding. But still, he could be on the team with Arn and Zola, which I've mentioned before. I really like these pieces. I had to get these pieces. I like different versions of characters, and there are 4 characters that I really like. So if you are a fan of Spider-Man, go ahead and get it. Next up, we have the Heralds of Galactus. This is something that a lot of Heroclix fans have been waiting for a long time. Not only because we love space stuff and we love the characters. I love stuff like this because this is outside of the beaten path. It's not super popular characters like Spider-Man or Batman or any of the other top tier characters. Silver Surfer is probably like a maybe B-C list character in some people's eyes. So getting all the Heralds of Galactus, someone like Airwalker. I love the box art on this. This is very Jack Kirby-esque with all the Kirby crackle and stuff like that. Get another shot of big Galactus. Galactus used to have a G right here. He looked very different at the beginning. The cool part about this is they gave us probably something that I was definitely not expecting in this pack, and that is a legacy card for that guy right over there, which is Galactus. And I absolutely love it. This is a very, very cool thing. No, boxes all over the place. Look how big this card is. Come on. Well, here we go. Look how big this card is in comparison to the other cards. Good. It's just big for no reason. It's like, did you forget your Galactus card? How could you? This thing is huge. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So, the cool thing about this Galactus is he plays a little bit different than what he used to. When he first came out, this version was very cool simply because you could pay 25 points and make someone a Herald of Galactus. It works differently now, and he works within the confines of, he makes it so that if you want to play him on, say, like the sideline, he's the only thing you can play on the sideline, which I absolutely dig, and I have some teams built for exactly that. Just a quick overview is he only has one special power, and that's a stop click, which allows him to use impervious, and he can reduce penetrating damage when his click is revealed. After resolutions, deal 1 penetrating damage to all other characters. That is super important. It just says deal 1, and that's anywhere on the map. I absolutely love that. So, and that's like Galactus shakes, essentially, like, you know, in the Fantastic Four movie, light spoiler, Galactus falls at one point in time, and it's like, yep, somebody's gonna get hurt if they're in the way. He can be 150, 80, 450, 300, or 250 points. Oof, those 450 dials, that's some fun living right there. I love playing those big games, and I definitely would play him. He has a multi-base or multi-dial trait, which allows, it says when Galactus 001A would be KO'd. Instead, Galactus continues on click 1 of 001B. Excess damage does not carry over when Galactus is healed. He can't be healed above click 1 of the 00B. So if you play him at 200, and if you play him at 300 points, yeah. Oh no, if you play him at 250 or 300 points, eventually he'll get knocked down. And when he gets knocked down, instead of him being KO'd once he gets past click 20 on his 00A 1A dial, he would go and start right at the B immediately, which would give him invincible with prob and stuff like that. Most people would never dare to try him at that point value because he can be eaten up a little bit because he has impervious. I wish he reduced damage, penetrating damage his whole dial, but it is what it is. And it says when Galactus is placed during game setup or starts the game when generated by the Herald dial, he can be placed on blocking terrain and immediately destroys the terrain when doing so. This goes back to the old school Galactus, the very first two Galactuses, and like Fin Fang Foom. I think maybe another. I think the first Anti-Monitor. When you placed in the Spectre, when you placed them on the map, they destroyed everything wherever you placed them at, which was very cool because it makes sense. He has another trait that says power. When Galactus, place Galactus anywhere on the map, Galactus may be placed on blocking terrain this way and immediately destroy that terrain. When doing so, after resolutions, knock back all adjacent opposing characters. So again, that's just some, if you need to get some easy damage off and maybe get somebody who's on their stop click and they have nothing, you can just, instead of trying to shoot for it, you can just power action next to them and just knock them back into something, and boom, like Galactus kicks you. He has ultimate, cosmic deity, and herald keyword, which is fun because he has ultimate. I wish they would just do a life. I guess this is supposed to be maybe the life bringer. The herald dial works differently in the sense of, again, if you add the herald dial to your force or sideline, if adding it when Galactus is on your sideline, he must be the only game element on your sideline, and you can't assign equipment to your characters. So he takes up all of the space, and it's only you and him. If you add him to your force, go for it. You can have all those things, but if you add him just to your sideline, you get nothing else. Another thing is at the beginning of your turn, you may choose a friendly character with, and this is for the Herald dial, with the Herald keyword. Until your next turn, the chosen character can use cosmic energy and the powers displayed on the Herald dial. They're the same as ones before. Once per turn, when a friendly character with the Herald keyword hits or is damaged, you may click the Herald dial once. The Herald dial can't be placed past click 12. So we just got a whole new set with Lantern Legacy full of people with the Herald dials. So I'm excited to potentially just have some of those guys play with him for the Herald keyword and have some fun. And he has another thing: when Galactus arrives at the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6 once per game. If the result is greater than or equal to the number on the Herald dial, you don't start seeing numbers on the Herald dial until click 7. If Galactus is on your sideline, generate Galactus from your sideline anywhere on the map on his purple starting line. Otherwise, heal Galactus 6 clicks and he may heal past his starting line this way. He also had the elemental converter, which essentially gives like a shock the turtle type of effect. I really like this, and I plan on I'm going to try to use it. I try to use everything at least once. Therefore, I can base my opinion based on what I actually think of something and not just based on what someone else says. Because a lot of times the community will tell you something is bad when it's really not. It's just not up to their standard, which is fine. But see things out for yourself. And I really like this Galactus. So let's break it down. And let's start off with Galactus's main guy, which is none other than Nornrad the Silver Surfer. Of course, there was a bunch of hoopla since the Fantastic Four movie came out about Shalabal being the Silver Surfer. She was in the comics even for a moment, but this is the Silver Surfer most people are used to seeing. All of the Heralds of Galactus, and there's 6 of them, have the Herald of Galactus trait, which is invulnerability. When, and then all the different names, but this is Silver Surfer, takes damage from an opposing effect. After resolutions, you may generate a friendly character with the Heralds of Galactus trait, which is any of these guys, from your sideline on the same click number as himself. If you do, turn Silver Surfer to click 9, and this game he isn't scored when KO'd. Protected Pulse Wave, which is crazy. So again, Silver Surfer starts off with Hypersonic 12-4. So with Precision Strike. So he starts off really good, I think. And ESD traded, so if you do try to hit him from range, he's a 20 from range, and he has invuln, so you can't poison him or anything. Then what ends up happening is you hit him, you can just let him go out. He's got 10 movement, which is great in today's game with 6 range, so he's got a 13 square swing. You let him go out there, you hit something, let him get hit back, and now you can switch to one of his homies. Let's go. With everything, you add a fortify. Oh, somebody's going to hit him hard. Oh, he's only going to take 1. And then guess what? Now I've switched to someone else, and let's have some fun. So another thing that he does, all 6 of them have the Cosmic Energy team ability. He also has Annihilators, Defenders, Fantastic Four, Cosmic, and Herald. Cosmic and Herald will be a shared keyword that everyone in this thing has, is Cosmic and Herald, which makes all the sense in the world. He also has a special, another trait that is when he hits with a range attack after resolutions, you may heal him or an adjacent friendly character 1 click. That means he doesn't care about your mystics, which I love. And he has a special damage power on his first 4 clicks, which says Outwit, / free. Choose a character within range and line of fire. So that's within 6. That character can't use protected Outwit or safeguard Outwit until your next turn. So essentially, he turns off your Power Cosmic. He gives you power. He ends up giving you Power Cosmic Light, which I absolutely love. Probably gonna put these guys like all around him. I'm gonna finagle that. I gotta change up the way I do stuff. Next up, we have Monsieur Airwalker. The first time we got Airwalker was in the Hammer of Thor set, and they gave him a legacy card, which I actually really liked. He's got 10 range in there, which I absolutely love. Airwalker has, again, the same trait as Surfer. All of them are 90 points, which I think is very good. All of them have 7 clicks of life, and they come back on that 9th click. Airwalker has a trait that says opposing characters within 6 can't use willpower or cosmic energy. So not only now you can have anybody, you don't need Surfer to outwit you. Now you can have anybody outwit you because him just being within 6 of you takes away your willpower and your cosmic energy. Oh, you thought because you got destroyer armor that you were safe. Now, no willpower for you. Now you're just a big target. So yeah, keep the action tokens on you, big boy. I absolutely love this piece, especially with Surfer, because him and Surfer work really well. Both of them have hypersonic 12-4 with precision. Who doesn't love that? I absolutely love that. And Surfer starts, oh no, he doesn't, Surfer doesn't start with Prob. I was like, Surfer starts with Prob, but he does not. Ooh, baby. This sculpt is absolutely beautiful, just like it is for Surfer. This sculpt is gorgeous. But they made the last Airwalker that they made all those years ago, and Hammer of Thor was gorgeous. This one is too. He also has a special damage power on his first Heroclix, which says when Airwalker attacks, not range or close, just attacks, you may choose that lines of fire he draws can't be blocked. If you do, hit characters take a maximum of 1 damage. Again, he's got 6 range with 3 bolts, so you can just ping, ping, ping. You can hit 3 people, and since you have precision strike, you're just gonna hit everybody for 1. He does something akin to the Rotlot Fam rare that we just got in Lantern Legacy. Only he doesn't need you to move or attack. He can just, yeah, he can just attack you when he attacks. You just know lines of fire are blocked. I'm probably not going to use that because I want to deal out that good 4 damage. With that being the case, I love when a piece has options, and he has some options. Beautiful sculpt, by the way. The designs on some of these, you can just tell how old these characters were when they were made. Airwalker looks like a dated character, and even someone like Firelord looks like a dated character. But I love the design. My favorite Firelord sculpt is probably like the very first one, but also the one that came in the Fantastic Four set where he's just kind of holding his thing. My favorite Firelord moment is when he came to Earth and Black Suit Spidey beat the brakes off of him, and everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Spidey is so powerful!" And I absolutely love that because Spidey's my guy. He has Nova Core, Cosmic, and Herald keyword. He starts off with some running shot, and he has his special attack power, his hold dial down. He ignores characters for line, he ignores hindering for line of fire. And he has a trait that says at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to each opposing character within range, which is 5. Occupying a square with a smoke terrain marker. So if you have somebody that has free smoke, he can just be dealing out some free damage. Opposing characters within 6 squares can't use energy explosion or pulse wave, which is so powerful. Not being able to use pulse wave within 4 because 4 range is, or 6, because 4 range is the pulse wave range, and not being able to use it within 6 squares is crazy. And that attack power I was talking about is energy explosion, precision strike, smoke cloud as free, but only to generate markers in the squares of characters Firelord hit this turn. So him having precision strike and energy explosion allows him to do some very cool stuff, which is I can energy explode, hit, it's precision strike. That's 3 characters in a row that have precision, which means I hit everybody, and then I can smoke cloud. Smoke cloud will only generate markers. So remember, when you smoke cloud, you can put down 6 squares. And yeah, smoke cloud is free, but only to generate markers in the squares of characters Firelord hit this turn, regardless of range, line of fire, or adjacency to the others granted. To the other generated markers. Sweet Lord. So again, y'all over here, y'all over here, y'all over here. Hit energy explode, bing, 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 bing. Oh my gosh. Just 3 over here, 1 over there, or no, he only got 2 bolts. If he had 3 like Airwalker, ooh, that would be nice. I like that he starts off with running shot, but he has combat reflexes and close combat expert, which makes it so he can run the shot and hit you. But if you try to come and get him, since we're in a close combat type of way right now in the game, now you got to hit 20 with Invuln. And if you miss, he's hitting you for 5. He's 13-5 in your face. Oof. And you can't even hide from him too. That's pretty daggone good. This Firelord is so good. back in the day, Firelord was like the first character that was really bombing people in Heroclix. The Firelord bomb was crazy. Next up, we have one of my favorite heralds and bad guys, which is Terran the Tamer. They've made him multiple times. This is my least favorite sculpt because he's just kind of standing there. I like the Amazing Spider-Man sculpt, but I understand why they didn't do him like that, because we do have Morg the Executioner, and essentially their poses would be the same since they both have axe type weapons, where they that swinging pose. But they could have gave it to him like where he's standing like this, looking more menacing. I would have taken that, or put him like on a rock. I feel like he needs to be up on a rock because it's Terex. But Terex starts off with some charge, some quake, and some battle fury, which is just crazy, even though he does have 4 range and dual bolts, and he destroys blocking when he moves through it, which makes sense. He has traded super strength, and opposing characters within 6 squares can't use super strength or telekinesis, which is very powerful, not being able to use some super strength, because again, like I had mentioned earlier in this video, with holding, say, something like the heart-shaped herb or holding the phone booth, we know that mimic is a thing. So if someone has to drop an object when they get within 6 of Terex, or some of his, of Terex essentially, then now you could potentially, if you miss that mimic roll the first time they picked up, you might be able to get it the second time, which I like. He has barrier. His whole dial on his defense, he starts off with a 19 defense, which is great. Barrier as free, but only to generate 2 markers. When Terran the Tamer uses barrier after resolutions, he may make a close attack targeting a character adjacent to one of the generated markers, regardless of adjacency. So, I barriered over there. I got 4 range. Bing, 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 bing. And here's the kicker. If he does, instead of normal damage, deal damage equal to the number of blocking terrain markers adjacent to the target. So, I get to just... Great. Here's what you can do. You can barrier for free. For a costed action next to somebody. Ding, 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 ding. Then you can barrier again. After you barrier again, you can put 4 next to somebody. Then you can encase them all up in for a little bit more for barrier, and then free attack them for like 6 damage. It's so much damage that he can deal. And he's got an 11 attack, but he never goes below 11. He gets 11, 12s and stuff like that. And having a free attack, having free barrier, just again, having free barrier, being able to just, okay, I'm just going bing, 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 and then be able to potentially hit somebody for 4. Later on his dial 4 exploit for free after I've just come up to you and smacked you for a bunch. Yeah, I like Terex. The sculpt isn't horrible. It's not horrible. He needs a little wash on him too to make it like this sculpt looks amazing. It needs a little wash to get the little cracks and stuff like that to make him really pop. Next up, we have good old Frankie Ray Nova. Look at that sculpt. That sculpt is gorgeous. I actually absolutely love the last Nova that we got in the Fantastic Four set. She was a beast. Her and Firelord were so good in that set. This is a beautiful sculpt. Just beautiful. So, Nova has Defenders, Fantastic Four, Cosmic, and Herald keyword. She starts off with some running shot and perplex. She has 4 ranged dual targets. She has another trait that says when Nova takes damage from a close attack, after resolutions, deal the attacker 1 penetrating damage. Opposing characters within 6 can't use stealth or improve targeting abilities. So, no using stealth and no seeing through anything. Yeah, that's pretty fun too. Yeah, that's pretty fun. I really, really like that. So another thing that she has, her first 5 click, she has a special attack power, which is Poison and Pulse Wave. When Nova uses it, either after resolutions, choose 1. Place each damaged character adjacent to Nova. Knock all damaged characters back. So 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be knocking you back, potentially just to get you some extra damage, or if you want to, if you're playing it a certain way, you can pulse wave, hit somebody, make them come close to you so you can potentially get them into a kill box. I absolutely like that too. She has the quote unquote possibly weakest dial of everyone. She doesn't have any 4 damage on the dial. She mainly is that pulse wave, poison type of character. She's there to kind of, get you close or just knock you away and make that knockback damage stick. So she could potentially be dealing 2 damage instead of the 1. Last but not least, my favorite sculpt of this whole thing is none other than Morg the Executioner. When Morg first came into the game, he was not that great. He was in a set where he was way overcosted and didn't do enough for what he did. I think he was like 165 points or something like that. He was very expensive. And while he was all right, because I like close combat guys, he just wasn't good enough in my opinion. This sculpt is absolutely gorgeous. When Morg first, I'm a big Silver Surfer fan, so when Morg first came into the comics, I was sitting there. He fought all of the other heralds. All the other heralds pulled up on him, Airwalker and all them, and he whomped them. And I was like, yeah, yep, I like that a lot. Like he whomped them good too. He has brute, cosmic, and herald keywords, so he can get the +1 longsword for free. Him and Terex both can get that, as a matter of fact, which is, I think, is pretty cool. He starts off with some charge. He ignores characters for movement, has 3 range, and he has some empower on his first 4 clicks. So I like him because he has safeguard mind control. Now, after this rotation, after Worlds, Colossus will be gone. So one of the big mind control pieces in the game right now will be gone. And even though there are, I think, 3 ways to give somebody potential mind control in this game, or two ways to give people, through the ultraviolet ring and the serpent crown, which I love both of those things, he has safeguard mind control. Can't mind control this guy. He's too angry. When an opposing character within 6 squares stops turning their dial due to stop, after resolutions, deal them 1 unavoidable damage. Yes, Lord. Where were you during these Kong years? We needed you during Kong. Kong's about to retire. We needed him during some Kong years. Within 6 squares, no, use the stop. I double dare you. Please use the stop. Get right off of there. Get off of there. You don't want, no, you want to, I don't care if you got invincible. Take this unavoidable. Thank you. And now that we, ooh, ooh. Okay. So, him against the, what is his name? Him against the Rat in a Hat. Him against Spirit of Vengeance could be very detrimental, because that would mean, it says when an opposing character within 6 squares stops turning their dial due to stop after resolutions. So if you hit him, or if you hit Spirit of Vengeance, oh no, it's only going to give him, you hit him to the stop, and then you'll have another stop. Okay. I like him a lot. He has blades his whole dial, but his first 5 clicks, he's got a special blades attack, which gives him blades and giant reach 2, which means he has a reach of 6 with his charge. When Morg the Executioner hits with a close attack after resolutions, he may use Pulse Wave if he occupied the square of the hit character. Yeah, he could potentially kill not 1 but 2. Oh no, yeah, he could potentially, I mean, most people are gonna play Beholder, but golly, boy, he's a problem. He's a problem. Nth metal on somebody, and then you hit them, and then all of a sudden you start hitting Spirit of Vengeance to these stop clicks, and he's around. Not only does he hit you and then blades you, but then he hits you and blades you, and then he gets a pulse wave from the range too. That's so good. That is so good. Oof, he's great. I like him a lot. And again, that would give him +1 on his blades roll with the having the +1 longsword and the close combat expert. So that's 13-5. I mean, why even roll blades? Who cares? Why even roll blades? I'm just going to hit you for the 5. 13-5 is nuts. I love that Morg. I love that box set. It is so good. Go pick it up if you don't have it. Last but not least, we have the Batcave Iconix. Ooh boy, this thing is. I wasn't gonna get it. I wasn't gonna get it. But that when I opened that up, it got me. Look at this big penny. Come on. So I come from an era where this was the Batcave I had. Okay, and then I would always put Superman and Wonder Woman right here. And be like, Alfred just sitting there holding drinks for Superman because he's got 2 cups or 2 things that look like cups. Superman and Wonder Woman just making out in the Batcave while Batman. And I would keep the Batman 001 from the Batman set that this came out with a long time ago. I would have him right here just kind of looking mad while Superman and Wonder Woman made out. I'll make a legacy card for that piece, by the way. But this is the Batcomputer, my little dusty stuff because I don't dust enough. But this is what I was used to. Bring back this, WizKids. Bring this back. Bring back these big prizes at the end of a summer event. Look how nice this thing is. And I understand why this might not be the thing that most people would, well, like from a company standpoint once, but like, I mean, this held this thing too. I mean, look how cool that looks. That's cool. That's a cool little thing. So, but let's get to this. This is also very cool, and it gives you a modern take on something that we have now, which I don't mind. So, and the box art on this is also very cool. Shout out to whoever decided that was going to be the box art. It's so simple from an artistic standpoint. It's so simple yet so good. I like it a lot. So you have the Batcomputer, you have Batman, Alfred, Kryptonite Ring because Batman's a hater. The Batman cowl, the bat suit, and a giant penny, and it even has a little 1 cent. So that's cool. I like that a lot. I like it a lot. Y'all remember when y'all are doing unboxing? Just rip the plastic. Some of my favorite unboxes, they be just fumbling with the plastic. It's just plastic. Just rip it. Rip it. Let's go in. There's no order to it, so we'll just start with the Batcomputer. This is cool. This looks cool. I like the old school pictures that they decided to use on the back. Is very cool. This looks similar to something that we used to have as an object in Heroclix a long time ago. So it's cool that they brought something like this kind of back. What the Batcomputer does, this is blocking effect terrain is what this is. So it's 5 points to just add this onto your force. All of these things can be added to your force for 5 points, if I'm not mistaken. During force construction, if you pay to add this terrain to your force, which you can, you may add another Batcave terrain marker to your force without paying its cost, so you get 2 for 1. When the Batcomputer starts the game, choose a friendly character with the Batman family keyword. That character can use the powers displayed on the Batcomputer's dial and positively modify their combat values by the values displayed on the Batcomputer's dial. At the end of your turn, you may click the Batcomputer's dial once in the direction of the increasing number. So you start on 1, you get 1 movement, and you get leap climb. So you can just kind of move and ignore characters and elevate it and everything like that. And it says at the end of your turn, yeah. So next thing you'll know, you'll get combat reflexes, then you'll get leap climb and willpower. Then you'll get sidestep and empower and +1 damage, which is cool. Then you'll get +1 attack with precision and combat reflexes, which I'm sure. And it says you may. So as long as you want to keep it, you might get to click 5 and be like, I'm staying here. I'm staying. I'm staying. I like this a lot. That's a cool little effect. Next, we have the Batman himself. I like this sculpt simply because it's the Batman, and he's thinking in front of his thing. Maybe if I had him like that, that's cool. It's I like variations of characters, and this is a Batman with his cowl down. I have a Bruce Wayne figure. I have Batman, in this color and the black and gray and stuff like that, and different colors. But this Batman has his cowl off, but his suit still on, which we haven't had in Heroclix to my knowledge. He has Batman family, Gotham City, Justice League, detective, martial artist, and scientist. Keyword, bring back the Trinity keyword, even though I get why you don't want lots of words on your thing. He has Batman team ability, of course. He has a special attack power, his hold dial, which is called Grapple Gun. Never leave the cave without it free. Choose one. Place Batman in or adjacent to a square of hindering terrain or a terrain marker within range, which is 5, and line of fire. Okay. Choose a standard opposing character. So you can free, essentially just go up to the Batcomputer if you need to, if you have it out. Choose a standard opposing character within range and line of fire. Then choose a terrain marker within 4 squares in line of fire of that character. Place the chosen character adjacent to the chosen terrain marker and deal them 1 damage. So you can free action, move next to the Batcomputer, choose somebody within 4, grab you, and deal you 1 damage. That's pretty cool. I like that. And he has that as hold dial. He starts off with some sidestep, then gets into some charging, gets into some flurry with 11-4 on the back end. 60 points total. He does have a stop click, which in the middle of his dial, which gives him combat reflexes. So on that stop click, he would be 11 attack with that special grapple gun power, and he has a special damage power, his first 5 clicks, which gives him outwit. It's called prep time. When Batman uses it after resolution, choose a standard attack or standard damage power on the target's card. Batman can use that power until your next turn. So Batman can use, if you got close combat expert, so do I. If you got prob, so do I. If you got outwit, he already has outwit. If you got blades or steel energy, please don't, because he gonna get you. And he's got that stop. That stop click. He is on click 3. So you hit him 1 time, he's stopping already. He goes from like, I'm just kind of sneaking around, sidestepping around, to like, oh, we fighting now. Now I'm in like, I'm the vengeance on the night Batman, which I dig. And combat reflexes means he will have a 20 on that click. This is not a bad Batman. He can move through characters. When he moves, they didn't give him leap climb, they just made it essentially again for the grapple gun. He can ignore elevated and outdoor blocking too when he moves. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. I was a little bit down on him when I first initially saw this, but I like what this is. Next we have the Kryptonite Ring. This is the second time we got the Kryptonite Ring. The first time was on this thing. Not only did we get each one of these for a participation prize every month when we did the 6-month thing, but we also got special ones when you went to like Worlds or Nationals. They gave special ones like the Disguise Kit or the First Aid Kit, and the Kryptonite Ring was another really, really big, powerful one because Superman characters were very powerful at the time. This one says during force construction, if you pay to add, so they all have the same thing. If you pay to add this terrain, which is only 5 points, you can add another Batman terrain to your force without paying its cost. At the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to each character occupying or adjacent to this object. Ooh. To each character. So this says each character, not each not each opposing character, but each character. So make sure that if you have somebody carrying around the Kryptonite Ring, which is cool, it's essentially like a poison even after being moved. I like this a lot now. The Kryptonite Ring is actually going to be very cool because now you can just be like, oh, okay. Because remember, the effects still go even if you're carrying this. Characters with the Kryptonian keyword can't reduce this damage. Ooh, so you can just poison Kryptonians up, which I absolutely like. The sculpt on this is amazing. It looks really, really cool. It looks so, so cool. Again, the Kryptonite Ring looked very different because it was in one of these little pouches with it kind of sticking up out the side, but this under the glass thing is very cool. I know somebody who doesn't play Heroclix but is going to love seeing that sculpt. So kudos to WizKids for this. And now seeing this, that's very, very cool. I cannot wait to play with that, because if you pay the 5 points for it, if you build your team around it, I know a certain trickster god that is going to love having that thing, because it doesn't matter if he takes damage, who cares? But yep. Wow, that's gonna be at the end of your turn, deal 1 damage to each character occupying. Yep, that's fantastic. Next up, we have good old Alfred Pennyworth. Rest in peace to Alfred. Again, this is the same type of sculpt. We always kind of have Alfred in that kind of servitude type of thing. This is like the 3rd time we've gotten Alfred where he's just kind of, hey, the first time we ever got Alfred as a character in Heroclix, an actual character, not the bystander, because that's the first time we got him. He was holding like Batman's cowl, and that was a chase figure that I had until I was so happy to have that figure until they made a newer figure. Then I was like, oh, I can get rid of this thing. But this is a beautiful sculpt. Again, the little teapot, you know, I might spruce it up and paint a face on it to make it like Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast, because I'm weird like that. Alfred is only 20 points. He's got Batman Family, Gotham, and Soldier keyword. Don't forget, you show up at the Batcave unannounced, he's got that sawed off ready for you. He has an attack power, his whole dial, and a damage power on his first 2 clicks. The attack power is telekinesis, which for 20 points is crazy. Power, generate an effect, terrain marker, or special object from your KO area. So if something gets destroyed, you can bloop bloop bloop. You can do a power action to bring it back. Alfred Pennyworth may activate this power as free. If he does, the generated terrain must be a Batcave terrain marker. So I'm assuming, say if someone blows up this big penny, you can bring it back with a free action, because he's Alfred and he cleans up, and it's called tidying up the Batcave. Yep, that makes sense. His damage power is called much more than a butler. He has perplex and support. He only has 1 damage and 8 attack his whole dial. So naturally, I'm gonna make him 30 points and give him the universal weapon, so he can just like pulse wave. Flex up my attack, pulse wave. He's got 0 range. He got sidestep on his first 2 clicks, enhancement on his last 2 clicks. This is not a bad Alfred at all. You know, 20 point TK, some enhancement, some perplex. You know, if you are playing with the objects and you want to bring them back potentially, just in case somebody tries to KO them, you can do that. Because someone having the Batcomputer and the ring alone are worth it. That's and if you 5 points get you 2, why wouldn't you play this? Oh, this looks nice. Come on, this looks so nice. This essentially is the first Batman costume in there with the ears the way that it was. This is paying homage to this version of Batman. And look at that. The ears are the same. Oh, that's great. That's great. This sculpt, this piece came from DC 75th, one of my favorite sets. I have affinity for that set for a couple different reasons, but this is beautiful. Oh, that's nice. This again, just boop. No, I got super senses. Bam. That's cool. That's kind of cool. Oh man. Oh, that's nice. I like a that. Oh, and this is just an what's that? Hindering effect terrain. So again, you need super strength to pick that up. So it costs 5 points, of course. It says during force construction, if you pay to add this, again, just like everything else, you get, another one for free without paying its cost. Lines of fire drawn to this terrain marker are blocked. Whoa. So you can't just shoot it. Characters occupying or adjacent to this terrain marker can use Batman team ability. If they already have Batman team ability printed on their base, opposing line of fire drawn to them are blocked. Ooh, baby. Luckily, no, you could use this with the new Sinestro Batman, and now lines of fire just to him are just blocked. I don't care if you're next to me. You can't outwit me. You can't perplex me down. You can't prob me. Lines of fires is blocked, son. All I need is some super strength to pick the universal weapon on him. So for 110, universal weapon, pick that up. Pick up the bat suit, and now you can't. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool. You have somebody. Again, they have to have Batman printed on their base, but it's DC, so we have tons of Batman characters and characters that are going to be able to take advantage of that. I really like that. Not only does this thing look beautiful, but this is definitely a very, very cool thing. I like that a lot. This is why you gotta have stuff for yourself in your own hands. Because when I initially saw this shown online, I wasn't that impressed. I'm not a huge Batman guy. Even though like I have Batman stuff and stuff like that, I got every duo figure Batman's ever been, I have over there. Anyway, I wasn't a big fan of it when I first saw it, but after reading it again for myself and having it in hand, I really, really, really like this. So this was a good buy. Shout out to my shop, Saga Concepts, for making sure I got this in. So last but definitely not least, again, I got super senses. Fast hands. We got the giant penny. Oh, look at that. Look at this. Look. Again, I'm going to put it up there. Hold on. That's cool. Look at that. That's cool. I mean, you could even just be like, boop. Come on. You could, hold on. Let's try to configure it up a little bit. Let's put the penny here. Then let's put the thing there, and we'll put that right there. Let's do it. Come on, that's cool. Come on, that's cool. You can get a little. You already got Alfred in there. You put a little Batman. Come on, that's cool. I think this is how it's gonna get displayed, y'all. This is Superman and Wonder Woman about to get kicked out the Batcave. Makeout session ends today. Okay. All right, let's put that over there, secure that, and let's put you back. The utility belt is cool, and this has the Batman cowl in it too. So I mean, again, that's a very cool thing, but that one's way better, and this looks amazing. Come on. Oof, I love that. So the giant penny is a blocking terrain effect. Has the same thing as everyone else about the force construction. It says when a character's knockback path is stopped by giant penny, flip a coin. Heads, deal that character 3 damage and they gain immobile until the end of your next turn. Tails, place giant penny up to 2 squares away from its current square. So I guess you could potentially knock somebody. You could do some cool stuff in it. And then what you can do is you could use this to bash somebody because you get +2 when you use it for a close attack. You could bash somebody with it and then have Alfred make another one and then knock somebody into it. That's pretty cool. I don't know if I would. This is the one that I probably wouldn't use the most out of the 3, but the Kryptonite Ring and that bat suit, or the Kryptonite Ring and the Batcomputer, chef's kiss. With that being the case, this is these 3 things that I've unboxed. Thank you if you stayed this long. I appreciate it. I know I'm just long-winded and I like to talk, but as you know, I like to talk Heroclix. With that being the case, what say you? What do you think of these 3 things? Are you excited about them? Did you get them? Do you plan to get them? Are you going to get the Green Lantern 400 when that comes out? Or are you going to get the Guardians of the Galaxy 400 when it comes out? What other Iconic would you like to see for Volume 2 of the Batcave? What things would you like to see put in there? Because we might get, again, something like this put in there. I told you I'm a Batman fan. I got the stuff. You see me, you're gonna see me out with Superman stuff because that's my nickname. But I'm a Batman fan. Okay, I'm a Batman fan. Hit me up if you need a full set of the Batman 66 too. I got a spare set of that that no one's gotten off of me and I don't need it. With that being the case, what say you? Thank you. As always, this is your super sketch artist, Antonio. I love talking clicks. Leave me some comments below. I love talking clicks with any and everyone who wants to talk about it, and I will gladly respond. And with that being the case, as always, be good to yourself, be good to others, go be super.